You can't build a new life on an old story. Imposter syndrome will keep showing up until you stop giving it the power to decide who you are. That's why you can keep winning, keep leveling up, and still feel like you're one step away from being found out. Because success doesn't erase the story. Rewriting the story does. Imposter syndrome isn't a confidence problem. It's an identity problem. And until you stop trying to out-hustle a broken story, you'll keep feeling like you're one question away from being exposed. Today, I'm going to share the truth about imposter syndrome and give you one practical step you can take right now to start rewriting your story. I was 18, standing on a stage in front of 350 people. My first time speaking to an audience that size. My hands were shaking, my voice was cracking, my mind racing with one thought. You don't belong here. They're going to figure you out. I'd been invited to speak. I'd put in the work. I knew my message inside and out. But internally, I was stuck in an old script. One, I didn't even know I was running. See, a story that said I was behind, that I had to work twice as hard just to be seen, that I was the underdog in every room. What they didn't see was the storm in my head, an invisible script that had been written long before I ever stepped on that stage. That's what imposter syndrome really is. It's not about capability. It's about the gap between who you are now and the story you're still telling yourself. Think of it like this. Have you ever used an old phone or a computer? It still turns on, it still works. But the moment you try to download a new app, you get that God forbidden message. This version is no longer supported. That's what imposter syndrome feels like. Your external world, your role, your achievements, your success is running on an outdated system. You can't build a new life on an old story. Fast forward 6 years. I'm 24, sitting in a leadership meeting, the youngest in the room, and again, those voices showed up. Stay quiet. Don't say the wrong thing. Blend in. And for a moment, I almost listened. But then I stopped. I reminded myself, I belong here. My voice matters. So I spoke up. And here's what happened. No dramatic uproar, no laughter, no rejection. Instead, my insight helped shape the direction of the conversation. And as the meeting wrapped, the person leading looked at me and said, "Why didn't you speak up earlier?" See, that moment changed me. Imposter syndrome will keep showing up until you stop giving it the power to decide who you are. See, our brains are wired for patterns. They like what's familiar, even when the familiarity is holding us back. So when you start stepping into bigger rooms or taking bigger opportunities, your mind tries to drag you back to the version of you that feels safe. That's why you can keep winning, keep leveling up, and still feel like you're one step away from being found out. Because success doesn't erase the story. Rewriting the story does. So how do you rewrite the story? Here's 3 steps I use to start taking my story back. Step 1, spot the script. Start noticing the language your inner critic uses. It often sounds like this. I don't belong here. Write it down, because you can't change what you won't name. Step 2, stack the evidence. For every doubt, build a case against it. See, when I was in that leadership meeting, I reminded myself who invited me into that room, the results I'd already created, and the hours I'd put in to be ready. Your brain needs evidence to believe the new story, so give it that evidence. And step 3, speak the upgrade. Every time that old voice shows up, speak the new story out loud. Say, I belong here. My voice matters. I've done the work. Because confidence isn't built in your head. It's built in the actions you take when you're scared. So you don't need another degree. You don't need another milestone. You don't need to become someone new. What you need is to update the story you're living by. You already belong in the rooms you're in. Now it's time to start believing it. If this resonated with you, hit subscribe, because every week we're going to dismantle the old stories holding you back and help you step fully into who you already are. When you're ready to take that one step deeper, take the free potential profile assessment. You can click on the link in our bio and take it. It'll show you your natural wiring so you can stop fighting who you are and start aligning your reality with your identity. Because at Empower Potential, we believe that potential isn't earned, it's unlocked.